Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dixie Belle Paint Company page. My name is Leah, and I am the owner and artisan at Leah and Design Co. and one of your brand ambassadors here at Dixie Belle Paint. And I'm super excited tonight because Bianca from Lotus Theory Designs, who is also one of your brand ambassadors here at Dixie Belle, is going to be joining me. And we're going to be doing a dual live, doing some small projects. I'm going to be doing a bread box. There she is. Hello, Bianca. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Bianca, you guys have seen Bianca and I go live together before. I really enjoy going live with you. And you guys always seem to enjoy it as well. So we are going to be using each other's transfers. She's going to be using my transfer, and I'm going to be using her transfer. Do you want to go ahead and show us your project?
Oh, sure. Oops.
That's okay.
Yeah. So I started to create just a little riser. So where'd that foot go? So this was actually a piece of wood from an old dresser that was just in such disrepair that I didn't know what to do with it. But the wood was like hardy and thick, and it was solid wood. It wasn't veneer. So I had my husband cut up the dresser, and I got a bunch of these like wood suction tray, and it's nice and thick. See how thick that is? Anyway, so I figured I would make a riser using a little bit of your transfer. So this is a part of Leah's transfer anyway. I have scraps because I did a project using Leah's transfer already. So I felt like this would be a perfect opportunity to use up some of those scraps, but actually looking at it, I'm going to have even more transfer left over. Your transfer is so generous.
You know what? It is. I've gotten a lot out of it. I'm actually I pulled out another tube of your transfer because I have a couple of them, but I did a little jewelry box with it already, and I have all of this left. So I'm going to show you guys some of the pieces of Bianca's transfer that I'm going to use. It's eucalyptus leaves and really well designed cotton. Your cotton is very beautiful. And then
thank you.
I mean, I already did one project with this. I won't use all of this on the bread box. But this is everything that I have left. So, it's nice to get a few projects out of them, isn't it?
Right. It's really nice. So can I show them?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So Leah has not actually posted this yet. So I feel all special. I get to reveal her project with my transfer. Drum roll. Yeah, there it is.
There it is. That was done for, so I have 3 cousins that are younger than me, and I babysat them, and their dad is actually my cousin, and he would take me hunting all the time when I was a kid, and I still hunt with him to this day. And he asked me to do a jewelry box for each one of his girls, and I think they're all in their 20s at this point. They're all over 21. So it was really cool. So this one was done for Courtney. She is the youngest. And it was just cool that I was able to do a jewelry box for these girls that I babysat. And then they babysat my daughter, Reagan. They were like Reagan's babysitters. And the oldest one's name was Tiffany, right? And Tiffany babysat the most. And they pretty much babysat the same way I babysat them. Like I would always make them clean their rooms. So they would make my kids clean their rooms. It was just I set myself up for success at 14.
Yeah, well played. Well played.
Yeah, right?
Side note, those curtains, I have that in my spare room. Anyway, but I digress.
They're good ones, aren't they?
They're great.
Size.
So just really quick, you guys, let me just show you a couple of the projects before we start rubbing them onto our projects that we're going to demonstrate here. We wanted to show you a couple of the things that we have done in the past with our transfers. So I will start with Leah's transfer. Leah's transfer is Flower Child. And let's see, Leah has done this. I love the way it shows up on that deep, deep blue. And I believe there's purple in there too. Yes?
There's no blue. It's Aberdeen, Caviar, and Plum Crazy. But a lot of people see blue.
Excuse me, sorry.
I've actually, a lot of people have said that.
It looks blue, but that's okay. So if anybody were wanting to recreate that look, it would look fabulous on both aubergine and blue. And then the other one that you did, oh my gosh, is absolutely breathtaking, Leah.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Just absolute, just stunning, breathtaking. There's not enough adjectives to describe how I feel about this piece. It's lovely.
Thank you.
And then I'll just show you guys. So I actually used Leah's transfer on
let's see yours.
This boho desk. This was a lot of fun for me because I was, I guess, in a moment and feeling some kind of way and needed to do something. So I went into my studio and I just started to paint, and this is what came out. And of course, your transfer just really brought everything that I did here together. So
that's beautiful.
It's just a happy transfer.
Color.
And
it's
then
got so much vibrant color.
Yes, but I needed it. I needed it at the time, right? It's funny, you guys, how paint can just really be an outlet for whatever it is that you're feeling.
It can be. Mm-hmm. Let's see that calm piece. I love this.
And then, yeah, so I did that with a mixture of wood you bend and then parts of my transfer. And I actually distressed my transfer there. So I wanted to do that on the piece that we're going to be working on today here. See if I can distress yours and see how it comes out. Because I think a lot of people don't realize that you can distress our transfers too.
I think distressing them actually makes them more durable. And
I think so too. I don't know why.
It's one of those, I just think distressing them is the best way to go, especially since they're like, I do like that bold, crisp, clean look, but usually I'm leaning more towards that distressed, warm into the paint feel.
I know that's what happened here. And I know that it's really hard to see, but if you look at, so you guys look at my transfer on this compared to on this piece, the transfers. I was
going to ask you if you had those. I love these.
And the transfer's a lot more bold. What did I do here? Oh gosh. What did I do? Oh, sea glass, drop cloth, I believe it's sea glass, drop cloth, and palmetto.
They're just so pretty and calm.
Thank you. I rarely do that subtle blend. Rarely. So normally I like a messier, grungier blend. Anyway, so you guys, those are our transfers. You ready to get to work? If you guys have questions, ask. I'll be keeping an eye on the comments as we go. Hello, everybody. So many people are saying hi. And when you do, you guys make sure that you let us know where you're tuning in from. Lots of highs. Lots of hellos. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. We know you. We both know you.
Yeah. Jody. Hello. Jody's another brand
Jody's
ambassador.
A brand ambassador here too with Decorous Vintage Design, correct? Mm-hmm. Yes. Hi, Kara. How are you?
So we'll just say hello to a few of you. There's so many hellos.
Hi, Lindsay.
And by the way, we are watching from the Dixie Belle page, my page, Lotus Siri Designs, Leah's page, Leah Noel Design Co., and my YouTube. So we are live on all of those channels. So don't be shy, you guys.
Bianca is a tech whiz. Like, you guys don't know this about Bianca. She is like so good at everything she does. And I love going live with her because she just is able to like put it out there to the world. And you're just amazing at this.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I got to step away I got to turn my heater off or I'm really not going to be able to hear.
It's so funny. It's actually been chilly here. But right now I'm hot. I feel like I want to turn my air conditioner on. Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's like 20 degrees here.
Yeah, I know. And for us, so I'm in Arizona, everybody. And so we actually had a freezing morning. It got to like, I believe 37 degrees the other morning, which is rare. So us Phoenicians, we're freezing. We're not meant for this cold. And it's not even cold compared to obviously 20 degrees is.
37 degrees is like, let's go pick stuff up outside. Let's go grocery shopping.
I haven't even been painting. I'm like, I don't know what to do in this weather. It's just normally so warm. And this is normally our prime time.
But you're originally from New York. So you have experienced a lot of cold weather.
Well, actually, I'm originally from Boston. I lived in New York for a bit.
Okay. Boston, Massachusetts, right?
Right.
Which you get the winters there too, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Just as much as I did in New York, but I just think you acclimate, you know? You just do.
Guys, I just want you to know, I'm having a little bit of an issue hearing. So I'm just trying to keep it light over here. Even my cutting is interfering. So I apologize for that. I can hear, but I can't hear well.
And I'm shouting at you. It's not
just
helping,
talk louder.
Yeah, right. I'm giving you
I don't
all
think
I
it's
got,
coming through
girl.
on their end, but just so you guys know, I'm not trying to talk over Bianca. So if I do, I apologize.
Oh my gosh. I'm not sure how to say. Is it Nuki? Negative 35 Celsius. I don't know what that is here.
I don't
but
think I
that
could
sounds
acclimate to
cold. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. Donna wants to know, what stencil are you using on your project? So I used Pfaff Designs, Connie, another brand ambassador, designed a transfer called Lotus Bloom, and I tossed it on here. So I did a base of vintage duck egg, and then I came in with this transfer, Lotus Bloom, with lemonade, which is a very pale yellow. So I was thinking that it would all kind of go together here on this board.
It's very pretty.
Ah, thank you. All right.
You know,
so
you
I am
cannot pass
thinking,
up a good piece of wood anymore. Like, you got to salvage everything.
I know. I have more of these. The wood is actually really beautiful. I actually originally stained this. I was doing a design on it, but I messed it up. So now I painted over it. Leah, she didn't hear a word I said, you guys. Did you see that?
You painted over the stained wood.
You were like, like, no,
I'm
she
hard
didn't
of
hear
hearing,
me.
like, as it is. So, it's... I got to do something.
My mother-in-law is...
My mom has hearing aids, and I need to get my ears checked, but you have to have, like, a referral to do that, so I just haven't.
Oh, gotcha.
Whatever. I can still hear, kind of. Sometimes it's a good thing.
So,
all right. I am gonna, so my base color, you guys, is Silk Endless Shore. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. I don't really know. Like, bread boxes are kind of cool. We have an appliance garage in our kitchen, so I don't really have a use for a bread box. Does anyone use a bread box anymore? Do you guys, do any of you guys use bread boxes? Bianca, do you have a bread box or anything like it?
I don't.
No?
No, I have too much bread for a bread box.
We only ever have one loaf. So
oh, really?
Just for peanut butter and jelly.
No, we have all the breads. So we'll have the pita bread, the tortillas, the bread for sandwiches, rolls, all that stuff. So
I love sourdough bread. What's your guys' favorite bread? What's your favorite bread, Bianca?
I don't know. Well, yeah, almost all of them. I like my bread soft, so soft and squishy.
You like your what?
Soft breads. So
soft gummy bread for like a peanut butter and jelly.
Yes. Oh, Leah, have you ever grilled a peanut butter and jelly?
A what?
I'm about to put everybody up on game right now. Look, you put the peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a little bit of butter, and then you grill it like a grilled cheese. Amazing.
So you just make a peanut butter and jelly and grill it like a grilled cheese?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening at 8:00 tonight when we are done being live.
And you gotta let me know if you like it. I'm telling you, it is. That's the good stuff right there.
Oh, that sounds so good. So different. I've never had anything like that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Teresa Benson likes the soft breads. Donna likes homemade bread. Donna, aren't you? She's fancy. Challah bread. Challah bread's good, Donna. Sarah, midnight snack. You guys all have to. Yes, Teresa knows what I'm saying. Yes, I have grilled my PB&Js. Man, that peanut butter just gets so gooey. That might be dinner.
I don't have any fancy sandwiches that we do. You know, the fanciest thing that we do with sandwiches, my husband loves this. You take like an English muffin, and then you cut bologna in triangles, and you cut American cheese in triangles, and then you layer them up, and you put them on an English muffin, and you stick it in the microwave for 20 seconds, and it's like his favorite thing in the world.
Oh my gosh. I've never heard of such a thing. Too. Yeah. Brittany wants to know.
Hi, Brittany.
Do croutons count as bread?
No, that's just a carb. That's not bread. Well, I guess it is. It's made from bread. I just love everything.
It's
carbs,
just a carb.
like pasta, bread, croutons, all of it. But croutons are made from bread.
I don't like croutons.
I recently just started liking them.
They're too hard. I don't know. I don't like working. I don't like food that I have to like sit here and chew forever.
I feel that. I need a stick.
Like,
I don't even have a stick. I'm a mess.
I know. I almost didn't get a stick. I always forget the stick.
I don't know what to do with the, I'm actually going to open it. I broke a stick today. I don't know what I'm going to do with the front because it's got that rolly thing. I think I'm going to do my sides first. I was debating which one to do.
I was curious, like, what are you going to do with that rolly thing?
I'm going to put a transfer over it, and then I'm going to put Big Mama's butter on the rollers so they roll better. This was like this is a bread box. So when we talked about, going live, I've had this painted since like the fall. You know what? Shayna from the Flipped Piece, she had done a bread box a while ago on her stories, and I saw it, and then like the next day I walked into the thrift store and there was a bread box, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy it because she did it really cute. And then that was like probably in the spring, honestly, and so I painted it not too long ago, and now I'm finally, like, do you have pieces that you like paint and they just sit there for 5 months?
You want to see? I got one right next to me. Right now, I'm using it. Where is it? I got to keep turning. This one.
Yeah.
I painted this so long ago. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but the wood you bed is beautiful.
I can almost see it. It's like, it looks like it's black.
It is. I just put a base coat on it, but I don't know where to go from here. It happens.
Just not speaking to you yet.
Not yet.
That was with this one. I was going to do the Christmas transfer, but it wasn't right. So
yeah.
This is, I know this transfer is meant to be because it's just soft and pretty. And with the Endless Shore, I really like it.
Oh, so you put it on silk.
I am putting it on silk. Yeah, I do really like the silk for smalls. The jewelry boxes that I did, I'm not going to do many more jewelry boxes because honestly, you guys, painting a jewelry box, I could paint a whole entire buffet quicker than I could paint a jewelry box.
Yep.
And, so
it's true.
I prefer to use the silk on like jewelry boxes and stuff because they're not easy to spray. They're not easy to prime. Mm-hmm. They're not easy to seal. So the silk really, really helps. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot already.
Pretty. It looks really good. So the white is really popping on that color. Good choice.
It is. It's like, it's working.
It's working.
It's working. I think I'm going to stick with just cotton.
Yvonne says the yeast rolls from Golden Corral and breadsticks at Olive Garden.
Yeah.
I've never had the yeast rolls, but I do like yeast rolls. I bet those are good. Olive Garden, I can see why people like them.
Anytime you put bread in front of me when I'm starving and I go to a restaurant, I think it's like the best thing in the world.
I love it because I fill up on bread and then I take my food home.
I like my carbs. I love my carbs.
Oh gosh, Erin, I'm glad I already ate tonight. I would be hungry with this chat.
That's our goal. We're gonna make you all hungry.
Yes.
Welcome to our live painting show where we talk about cooking.
So to recap, let's recap because Teresa's asking what I'm working on. So let's recap our project. So Teresa, am working on putting Leah's flower child transfer on a riser. So when this is all done, I'm going to add some little feet to the riser and it'll look like so. Okay. And I have a base coat of the Chalk Mineral, Dixie Belle's Chalk line, vintage duck egg. This is lemonade with the Lotus Bloom stencil, all Dixie Belle products. And then I'm adding her transfer. Your turn. What are you working on, Leah?
I have a bread box here. show you. I'm doing my sides first. And it is just a coat of Endless Shore. And I actually sprayed. So actually with this bread box, I sprayed it. I think I did. Yeah, I did. I sprayed it. It's been so long. I think I sprayed it.
Leah, did you spray it?
I think I sprayed it. I think I sprayed it when I did that little side table in September. I think that's when I sprayed it. And then I ended up putting a couple extra coats on it tonight because sometimes when you spray things, they don't like, especially small things, it doesn't get all the spots. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of done as like, oh, I got some extra paint. So,
yeah.
I want to use up all the paint in my sprayer because otherwise it's hard to dispose of it. And, you know, I want to use all the paint I can. I don't want to waste it. And then I'm using Bianca's, I keep calling it Lotus Theory Design Transfer, and it's called Cotton and Eucalyptus Transfer, which I love that you kept the name simple. I love that.
I mean, it's simple, but every time I have to type out eucalyptus, I'm annoyed.
I'm like that with amethyst. Amethyst
yeah,
and
that's
lacquer.
another one.
I can never spell those two words.
Amethyst and what?
Lacquer.
Oh, lacquer. Yeah.
Lacquer.
Girl, I didn't know what you said. I thought we were back to talking about bread.
That would not be good in bread. Homemade bread. I had a bread machine not too long ago. My grandma gave me, and I was home making bread all the time. But then I was eating it like all the time. It's so good. I cannot, like, you know what my favorite bread is? I would say is like that French. I love sourdough, but like a fresh French baguette, that gooey, like, you know, you just tear it off and you like eat it, or that little baguette that they give you at Panera Bread that you like eat in the car on the way home. That's my favorite. That crusty white bread.
So I rubbed the heck out of this transfer and did pretty good. I was hoping to get an air bubble or two so I can show you guys how I fix that.
It looks good. So how do you fix it? Do you want to explain?
I do. I got a couple. Good. So.
Oh, she's got some mistakes in the drawer.
They're not mistakes. They're happy accidents.
There we go.
But especially, you know, if you guys have not rubbed on a transfer, especially when you're doing one solid bigger one, to me, I get less air bubbles when I'm working on like smaller sections, but I just rubbed on this big one. And I'm noticing that in a couple of places, I do have some air bubbles. So I take an X-Acto knife because I really like that super fine tip. And I just kind of lance it. So where'd those bubbles go? I mean, I did a good job this time. I usually have so many. There we go. And I just kind of poke it on the side, so I'm not coming in this way or anything. And then I just rub it down with my finger, and it goes away.
I do the same thing, except usually I use these because I have them laying around.
There you go. That's dangerous.
What, using these?
For me, I'm super clumsy. I don't trust myself. I know my limits.
Your way is probably way better. I have that. You know how you get those wood carving sets, right? Is that where you buy your little tool like that, like a wood carving set?
This? No. I got it on Amazon, shame to say. But you can get them anywhere. I've gotten them from the dollar store even.
You what?
I've gotten them from the dollar store.
Yeah. They sell them. I've gotten them there too. They sell them in like wood carving kits.
Leah, Jackie thinks we're cute.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
We kind of matched tonight too. We both got like black and white on.
I know. Oops.
Oh man, if I only wore my Dixie Belle shirt, we would have been Twinkies.
Twinkies.
Except my black Dixie Belle shirts are my good shirts.
I know. I got paint on this one. I'm so sad.
Oh.
Listen, Dixie Belle, we need more black shirts.
We want black shirts.
Black. It's so slimming.
Yes. And black and white buffalo check flannel. All
okay.
Right. That's what
so this looks good.
I really
that looks
like
good.
think I need a little bit of a leaf down here though. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit and put it right here and just kind of cut it. So the cool thing about the eucalyptus leaves is you can like, I want to say like propagate it just like you would a jade plant, but you would like, it's just easy because it the way it grows is it looks natural when you cut it in half. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, do that. Very pretty. So is it Sherry? Sherry, what is Leah's transfer called and how many sheets come with that transfer?
I'll answer that. My transfer is called Flower Child. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Bianca. And
You're welcome.
4 sheets. And it has two large clusters and I think 4 small. So my goal with designing the transfer was to make it easy for people to have placement because for the clusters of flowers so that you could see on the back there. Thank you. So there's 2 large ones that kind of arch. So they're nice for like, doors and dressers and such. And then there's the smaller ones that are great for like jewelry boxes or trays. Bianca, you're actually using a larger piece on the tray. But my goal was to create something that you really didn't have to think about your placement with. So I wanted those clusters because I just find them a little easier to work with flowers.
I totally agree. Mine is a little bit different because you're right. You do kind of have to think about placement. So I'll just show you guys mine really quick. This is what Leah's working with. This one's mine. Mine it's just all not clusters. They're all separate pieces. But they do layer up really nice. So like, here's an example of how I used them on nightstands. I just layered them up and stacked them on top of one another and it worked out well.
Yeah.
And then Leah, I will show you guys this one again. So she used, you just used one big cluster, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Smart. I like it.
And then I have, they have their plate. I do love the buildable ones as well. Yeah. And I like to pair them together. I think Tracy had used both of our transfers on a measuring stick board. And she used like the eucalyptus leaves and then she like added my transfer in there too with the flowers. So they play nice together as well.
Mm-hmm. On this desk, I actually cut up a lot of your clusters. So if you guys look, the bottom is one cluster, kind of, I guess, inverted, instead of laying it out in the original template that it came. And then I cut up some of the smaller clusters. And actually, I extended the amount of transfer that I had. I'm still left with quite a bit. I have even more over here.
It looks nice. Yeah, you can totally cut them up and it's really, you could do whatever you want with them.
So let's see.
You know what? I want to do this live because I know that this is probably something you guys want to see is seeing a transfer go over these ridges. I'm just going to try and think up I'm not sure how I want to place it.
You go, girl. I don't have the patience for that. I'm like, is she going to do it? Is she going to do it live? She's going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna work. Yeah. Maybe
it will. Maybe it won't. I think what I'll do is I'll come out of the corner and just I'm thinking of placement. I think what I'm going to do with the placement, because we have this really long one here. And then there's like shorter, straighter ones too. And then there's curvier. So I want to come up from the corner. I think I might trim it back a little and just go halfway up. And then I might do a little piece of cotton, like, I don't know. What do you think? I think I just want to come out of one corner.
Go for it. I like it.
We're going for it.
All right.
Or I don't know if it's just going to look better without it and just have it on the sides.
Are you getting out of doing it?
What?
Are you just trying to get out of doing it?
I'm just very indecisive today. Yeah, I don't know.
Get it.
This is the kind of stuff that makes me nervous is over the ridges. I'm gonna do it live just for the sake of being live. We're going over the ridges.
Okay, so you're gonna go over the ridges and I'm gonna distress your transfer a little bit. But what happens, you guys? So there's actually gonna be some learning in here as we go, I think, between the two of us. Yes, Leah?
Yes.
So what happens when I distress, and I can see it, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can bring it in closer. Around the halos, you can see where it is getting like dirty. It's picking up the ink from the transfer. I'm gonna show you how I fix that. So I am using a rad pad. It's a Surf Prep sanding pad, and you can see the ink coming off onto the pad. And I'm using, which one is this? Fine, okay, because I don't want to over distress it. I don't want to take it off. They're sensitive because they're not super thick, the transfers. So you don't want to use too high of a grit, but it's nice because this is actually burnishing it into the piece a little bit more, and then also helping to remove some of the halos that were kind of knocked down all the way. So, but I'm going to have to come in and clean it up in some areas. And I'm lightly doing it. I'm not applying a whole lot of pressure because the goal is not to take away the transfer so much as just to kind of distress it a little bit. So how are you doing that, Leah?
I'm kind of learning as I go right now, honestly.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is, since there's ridges, I didn't want this to hit the top, but the ridges is helping it. It's helping it shrink back. So I'm kind of going just up and not pushing that down and just kind of pulling up as I go. But it's actually going on pretty well. I think I will have to distress it.
Yeah. It is what it is.
So you're using that rad pad?
Yeah, I find that it's easier because they're flexible. And
I like them.
I do too. And the grit isn't so heavy. Because even if I were trying to stress this right now with 220 grit, I think I'd be taking too much of the transfer off. So I like this. And then also, as I'm doing it, you guys, you'll notice I'm going in circles because I don't want sand lines in my transfer. Okay, so you'll notice that I'm swirling rather than doing this.
That's a really good tip. I didn't ever think of that. That's a really good tip. You know, sometimes you do things naturally and you don't think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I always learn something on these lives. You know what else? Do you use the burnishing pad or the finishing pad to burnish it sometimes? The white pad? No. I'll use that too, just to burnish it in. If I don't want a distressed look, it helps remove some of the excess glue.
Does it? Okay. I'm going to try that next time.
That's what I always learned. And I find that it works. If you just want even a lighter distressing.
Okay, so let me show you guys this, and then I'm going to put my earphones down for just a sec while I grab a trick. So I like the way that the Lotus Bloom stencil is poking through the transfer because I distressed it. So it's just basically making it a little bit more see-through. But on the edges, again, if you can see it, do you see of the edges, the very outermost edges of the transfer, I am getting like a dirty halo. And that's the ink that came off of the transfer as I was rubbing it going onto the halo. So I'm going to fix that, okay, because that's going to drive me nuts. So give me a sec, and I'm going to grab what I need to do it.
We're getting there with this one. I'll show you guys how far I've come. So I'm going to use the light to my benefit here. You kind of see I'm getting in those ridges. And it's going on rather well. Oh, no, until that happened. Got to keep the bread box up. There we go.
Okay. All right, so Leah and I share something in common, which is we both like our harsh chemicals.
What do you have there? Acetone. Yep.
Yes. So
what are you doing with that?
I'm gonna clean those halos up that got all messed up.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
All right, I'm watching you guys. I'm learning something new.
Except I need to buy more. I'm trying to get some. Here we go. There we go. It dries super fast. So you'll see I'm gonna end up having to keep. Let me see if I can bring it up closer. I'm losing my earbud. Okay. Where are we? It is hard to hold this. Okay, we're gonna go here. See it disappearing? You can see it on my.
Now will that take it off the transfer too?
Yeah, so you got to be careful.
Will it take your paint off?
I sealed it beforehand.
Okay.
So no.
No kidding. I never thought to do that.
But it might take your paint. I'm just using a tiny, tiny, tiny amount. So.
Would nail polish remover work?
I have no idea. I mean, nail polish remover is acetone, but I think it's like diluted acetone. Yeah. So I don't know.
You know, because some people, halos don't really bother me, but some people, they really bother. So that's a golden tip right there.
Yeah, I have issues. I like perfection.
You guys, Bianca, I've been to her shop and she is immaculate. Just gorgeous furniture.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, like smooth finishes, like streak-free everything. Just like her pictures do not do her work justice. She really has a high quality paint finish that you put out. Your work is just amazing.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I really mean it. Like you really have really good work.
I wish I could see your work in person.
Well,
are you one of those?
One day, just come on up here, and I got a guest bedroom, and you can come.
Ooh, she's got a room for
with me.
That would be fun. Except I'll wait till it warms up a little. Yeah.
My summer probably feels like your spring.
Yeah, probably. Our summers they're just hell. Welcome to hell.
Yeah, I've been there in the summer before. It is hot. My son Mason just actually got back from Phoenix.
Oh, that's right. He was here.
And he was visiting his grandma. And I kept telling him, I'm like, Mason, why don't you, I'm like, if you want to go see your grandma in this, like, over summer break, I'll take you there. And he's like, no. We'll come to find out. He's just like, it is too hot. I am not going there in the summer. So
it's really hot. Although this last summer was pretty mild, so compared to what it's been.
Yeah.
Teresa, I'm in Arizona. Leah, you are in?
I'm in northern Indiana. I'm by like the tip of Lake Michigan. So we get all seasons here and I love it. I really like it's winter now and I love the snow. I love everything.
I do miss the seasons.
I don't think I could ever move away from it. Like there's just something about being snowed in or when it snows and like the sound just kind of stops and things just slow down. And I love the feeling of things slowing down.
Yeah.
Do you guys get that slow down feel in Arizona? This time of year? Like now through February?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so, no. And our slowdown is in the summer when nobody wants to deal with the heat.
Yeah, I guess yep. Yeah.
So it's a great time. Like all the like snowbirds leave. So people that come here for our amazing winters, they leave and go somewhere where it's cooler.
Yeah.
So there's less people. And then just less people in general out and about because it's just too bloody hot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is hot. My in-laws snowbird right by you. And they come back. They come back at the end of April.
So Kathleen says we have bipolar weather in Texas.
We have that here too.
Oh boy.
within one day.
Oh, Diane is in the White Mountains in Arizona. Hello, Diane. I've not been.
That sounds magical.
She's in Sholo. Yeah, I've not been. Debbie, I didn't realize you were in Florida. Very cool. Stephanie just hibernated for 2 days in Wisconsin.
I just was up to see Stephanie bought that black and purple piece that I did with my transfer. And then Gary and Molly bought the pink one. So I was just up there seeing them last Monday. I delivered it to Wisconsin and they got snow before we did. Like there was snow on the ground. Yeah.
Wow.
Wisconsin, I really like Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a nice place.
Okay,
too.
wait. So hold up. So you don't mind selling your work to other like painters or artists or retailers or whatever?
I don't mind.
Some people won't.
Really?
Yeah.
Some of my best clients are other artists. Like
really good to know.
It was like it made me feel very special that they would have the skill and still want to buy from me. Like that really made me feel good. And then it was just an excuse to go see them too and like spend the day in Wisconsin and visit. So I love it. I love it. And they're both Dixie Belle retailers, not too far from each other. They collaborate. There's those two, and I think there's one more, and they all I did a class up there, and they're so like, they're just good to each other. They take care of each other. It's a really nice community. Thank you, Stephanie. That is so kind of you. And Stephanie just got a new home too. So it was like one of the first pieces she got for her home, which was just really cool.
Nice.
Made me feel very special.
Yeah, I tried to buy something from an artist, a piece of furniture, because I just absolutely loved it. And I was like, send me an invoice. And they weren't comfortable selling it to me or any artist. It wasn't personal, but it was just kind of like, I have set a boundary for myself and I don't do that.
Oh, I get it.
I do too. So I guess it would just cause a bit of anxiety, I guess, which I totally understand. Yeah. So I respected it, but I was asking you because there have been times where I'm like, oh my God, I wish I owned that. So I'm going to remember that.
I've actually done that with you too. You had a table one time I really wanted. It was little. I really wanted that table, but I was it was last year. It was a little entryway table, but I was in the middle of a move. But I have, Chastity Jones, Junk and Jones gang. I know you know her. She bought an armoire that Anissa and I painted together.
She did buy that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Yeah, that was an awesome piece. But you know what? I think I'm a very firm believer in community over competition. And sometimes I think someone had told me once when they were getting started that they almost bought a piece from me when they were when they started painting, because they just wanted to see like what my piece looked like how I finished it, all of that. And I mean, I really like, my pieces are not perfect, but it's a hand painted piece, and I really strive to make sure I don't have boogers on, paint boogers, or it's most of the time like streak free as it can be. And I do my best to make sure it's quality. So I don't have anxiety over selling to other artists. It is what it is, and I hope it would inspire them that everything doesn't have to be absolutely perfect either. It's I don't know. I get it, because I would sell to another artist, but as much as I know that I put into my furniture, and you totally just, went off about it, it's about streak free. Like, I know this. I know that it's meticulous, streak free, etc. Nothing's ever perfect. Right. So, it's like, what if they don't like that one tiny little blemish, or that one tiny, tiny little hole that I missed when I was filling the wood, But you know what? My grandma went to Turkey years ago, and she went to a rug factory, right? Where they make rugs.
I love this story. You guys listen. I love this story. I've heard it.
And she came back and she told me, I remember her telling me the story about her going and seeing the rugs being made. And she said that they purposefully made a mistake on every single rug so that they were all different. Like it It was purposeful. And so that is one of those things, like when things are not perfect on a piece of furniture, you are buying a hand painted piece of furniture. If you want perfection, go to Walter E. Smith. You know, some people are your clients and some people aren't. I remember being at a family member's house when they received a piece of furniture. And I remember he took it out of the package and he inspected it for 20 minutes, making sure there was a scratch on it. And I thought to myself, I will never sell a piece of furniture to you. I will never sell a piece of furniture to you because that is what you're looking for. Where, you know, of course, I put, as you know, my pieces, I'm proud to say that they're mine, but they're also hand painted. And if you want that factory finish that you're going to search everything for a scratch, buy from a factory. Buy from a factory. And I hope that you guys hear that too, who are starting to flip and do these things. Like, of course you want to make sure that your work is well, but it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. And Bianca, your work is also, it's a higher standard than mine. Like, you have a way of, like, you definitely have more perfection in your finished product than I do. I will say that, you know, seeing both, like, you have it's just, maybe because it's not mine, but it's perfect to me. You know?
Well, thank you. And you know what's funny though is that I do buy other people's painted work, even locally here. You know, if I see something and I like it and it's not necessarily up to like the standard of what I do, I will still buy it. Like, it doesn't bother me. The more flaws, you know, I use that term loosely because to me they're little stories, you know. It's bizarre. Why do I hold myself to this standard? But yet, you know, I don't mind going and buying. You know, I just went to an antique shop and bought a few things. I almost wish I knew who it was. So I could say, hey, I bought she had created some books with molds and they were just really cool. And so I bought them, you know, but they weren't perfect. And I don't care.
No,
and I love
buying stuff like that. I love buying things that other people have made or from other people's shops, even if they didn't make them. I love the idea of just supporting other artists. It makes me happy.
Stephanie says it's art.
It's art. Yes. Yes.
So while I'm actually done, by the way, in case you guys are wondering, like, Bianca's slacking. No, I'm done. I'm going to end up sealing this and then that's it.
I don't know where my other blade is, so I'm going to use this one. Let me know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to
pretty.
I'm just going to kind of puncture this instead of sliding the blade through. I'm going to puncture it, and then I like to kind of use that blade to wiggle a little, but it turned out pretty good. I'm not, that's kind of heavy. So I'm just going to kind of hit it with my nail, actually. And then I'll go through, and this is kind of a hard one, but I'm just going to go through and kind of push down like this. And then I'll distress it just like you did. I'm actually going to use your distressing techniques. I think I might add a little more to it. I don't know. I think it might need a little, like, cotton somewhere, maybe up in that corner. We'll see. I'm going to play with it a little bit more. And yeah, that's going to be my bread box.
I think it's adorable. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you for coming live with me tonight.
You're welcome. Do you guys have any questions before are we done? Are we done?
Well, it's 7:50.
We're done.
We're done.
Is there any last minute questions from you guys before we head out? Goodness, the time flies when I'm with you.
I know. Usually I'm only on for like a half hour. I love being live with you.
It's mutual.
It's fun. Thank you guys for joining tonight. It's always fun being here.
Really quick.
Dixie Belle's page. Is Dixie Belle's self-leveling paint? Yes, the chalk paint is. I will say the silk is as well. I do find, I'm going to be very honest with you guys, I do find that what are the two whites? There's saltwater and there's white cap. Saltwater is a little thicker. Saltwater is, I do use a little bit more water when I use saltwater in silk because I do find I get brush strokes with that specific color. It has something to do with the pigmentation. Other than that, I have found that all my other paint has been self-leveling. Endless Shore it's self-leveling. But that is the only one I have found that I find I have to use more water and less brush strokes with it.
Yep. Mostly just joining in on the conversation, which I love that you guys do.
Yeah. I can't
character.
see any of it, but
I know you can't. Gary. Hey, Gary, by the way. Gary's a retailer, correct?
Yes, he bought my piece.
Right.
Yes.
Duh. Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Why did I make that?
That was like, hey, they're showing it off in their store for a while.
Right. Okay. That's right. I don't know why I didn't put that together.
Oh man, I'm glad you love it.
Hey, Yvonne. Kathleen enjoyed. Thank you, Susan. Diane loves our projects. So Teresa enjoyed learning with us. So Bonnie, I did talk about my distressing technique kind of, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes ago. So just when we're done here, go back and look it up. I showed how I distress the transfer and just gave you a couple of pointers. Transfer small pieces, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, blah. That sounds rude. It's not blah. Blah, blah, blah. I think that, here you go. Here's one for you. Lisa, water-based gel stain. Can I apply over a factory finish? If I allow to dry really well, then can I seal? What do you think, Leah?
I say no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Strip it. Okay. If you don't know how to strip furniture, I have a YouTube video on it, how to strip the top of a piece of furniture. You're going to get better results. It's going to last longer. It doesn't look as good when you just apply gel stain over a factory finish. And it also doesn't hold up as well. I've done it over paint before, and it just, some people do it. I would say don't do that. Take the time to strip it and sand it. Stripping and sanding, like I can strip and sand a buffet within an hour. I can get it done. I can knock it out within an hour or two. An hour or two for the lifetime of that piece of furniture, or having to go back and touch it up at a client's house, it's not worth the embarrassment. Just strip it and stain it and seal it with gator hide.
Okay. That's apparently I need to get with you. An hour?
Yeah, on a good day. I mean,
yeah, I need to get with you because it takes me much longer than that.
A long time. But yeah, I mean, if I'm stripping a buffet top, it's usually pretty quick. Mm-hmm. I like those chemicals.
Yeah, exactly. So here's one. Linda says, I love seeing you together. Wish you would restart your Q&A program you guys used to do.
We'll see about that.
We'll see, you guys.
Come true, Linda.
It might. It just might. It just might. Mm-hmm. So if there's any other questions, you guys, we'll get back to you. I'll let Leah carry it out. This is her night anyway. You know, I am kind of taking over your life. All right, I'll let you carry it out.
Thanks for passing the responsibility. No, you deal with all the tech. I'll do the intro and the exit. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight on our Tuesday Night Live. Thank you, Bianca, for joining me and getting some tips and tricks. Tips and tricks on transfers. We will be posting our projects on our pages, so make sure you're following Lotus Theory Design and just following Leah Noel Design Co. We'll post them first, and then Dixie Belle usually posts them after. So thank you, guys. We will see you next week, and have an awesome week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.